how about this? These shots are just into us here at Sky Sports News. This plane landing into Manchester in the last hour or so.
Right, these pictures just into us in those cars.
Welcome back to the channel, City Faithful. If you want to stay ahead of the curve with the absolute freshest, most explosive breaking transfer news straight from the Etihad, you are in the right place. Before we dive deep into the monumental signing that has just rocked the footballing world, make sure to smash that like button, subscribe to the channel, and turn on notifications so you never miss a single update on our march to glory. Etihad shockwave, Manchester City defies FFP shadow to land Guimaraes and Barcola. In a transfer window already filled with dramatic twists, Manchester City has pulled off arguably the most astonishing double swoop in modern football history. The reigning Premier League heavyweights have officially finalised blockbuster deals for Newcastle United's midfield anchor Bruno Guimarães and Paris Saint-Germain's electric winger Bradley Barcola. The dual announcements have sent shockwaves crashing through the European football landscape, catching fans, pundits, and rival executives completely off guard as the ink dries on two monumental contracts. What makes this audacious recruitment drive truly mind-boggling is the precarious backdrop against which it has been executed. Manchester City continues to operate under the dark, looming cloud of their 115 alleged financial fair play (FFP) breaches, with a definitive independent commission verdict rumoured to be just weeks away. Most baseline expectations dictated that the Etihad hierarchy would adopt a highly conservative, risk-averse stance in the market this summer to avoid further regulatory scrutiny, making this aggressive double signing a defiant statement of intent. The capture of Bruno Guimarães represents a massive coup and a direct blow to City's domestic rivals. The brilliant Brazilian midfielder had been heavily linked with a move to Arsenal all summer, with personal terms reportedly discussed, yet City moved with characteristic stealth and speed to hijack the deal. By triggering a premium package that met Newcastle's steep valuation, Txiki Begiristain and his recruitment team ensured that the 28-year-old would be wearing sky blue instead of red next season. Simultaneously, the securing of Bradley Barcola from Paris Saint-Germain injects a lethal dose of youthful exuberance into Pep Guardiola's attacking ranks. The French international winger had caught the eye of several top-tier European suitors, including Liverpool, after an impressive campaign in League One. City's ability to lure Barcola away from the French champions underscores their unmatched pull and proves that their long-term project remains incredibly appealing to Europe's brightest young talents. These two high-profile arrivals come hot on the heels of City's earlier, record-breaking acquisition of Elliot Anderson. The former Newcastle prodigy joined the citizens from Nottingham Forest in a stunning £116 million deal earlier in the window, showcasing a clear strategy to inject dynamic, homegrown energy into the squad. Taken together, the signatures of Anderson, Guimarães, and Barcola represent a mind-boggling financial outlay that completely shatters the narrative of a club hamstrung by legal anxieties. Critics and rival supporters have quickly voiced their bewilderment, questioning how a club facing potential relegation or historic points deductions can comfortably sanction hundreds of millions in transfer fees. The 115 charges, stemming from a Premier League investigation into sponsorships and financial disclosures, were widely expected to paralyze City's summer spending. Instead, the club's board has demonstrated a staggering level of corporate and sporting resilience, choosing to operate strictly on a business-as-usual philosophy. This resilience highlights the absolute confidence vibrating from the highest echelons of the Manchester City hierarchy. Rather than freezing under the immense pressure of a looming regulatory judgment, the club's leadership has doubled down on maintaining their competitive supremacy. By continuing to attract elite, world-class talent amidst an unprecedented legal storm, City has proven that their operational machinery remains completely unbothered by external noise. Unsurprisingly, the sudden conclusion of these deals has left the global fan base in an absolute state of disbelief. Social media platforms erupted as the official club channels rolled out the presentation graphics for both Guimarães and Barcola within hours of each other. Manchester City supporters are celebrating a masterclass in market aggression, while rival fans view the transactions with a mixture of awe, frustration, and deep skepticism regarding the enforcement of profit and sustainability rules. From a purely tactical perspective, Bruno Guimarães offers Pep Guardiola an invaluable tactical weapon in the heart of the midfield. With key stalwarts like Rodri and Bernardo Silva navigating grueling schedules and creeping into their 30s, the Brazilian provides the perfect blend of defensive tenacity and progressive passing. Guimaraes' ability to control the tempo of a match and break defensive lines ensures that City's midfield engine will remain entirely dominant across all competitions. On the flanks, Bradley Barcola provides the explosive pace and directness that Guardiola occasionally lacked in tight, low-blocking counters last season. The young Frenchman possesses a rare knack for isolating defenders in one-on-one situations, combined with the intelligence to tuck inside and combine with central runners like Erling Haaland. His versatility across the front line means he can seamlessly rotate through multiple positions, keeping City's attacking patterns entirely unpredictable. The financial architecture behind these deals will undoubtedly be picked apart by sports lawyers and financial analysts for months to come. Manchester City has consistently maintained that they possess an irrefutable body of evidence clearing them of any financial wrongdoing, and their current market behavior aligns with that absolute stance of innocence. By leveraging substantial revenues generated from recent historic treble wins and player sales, the club insists that every single incoming transfer fully complies with current PSR frameworks. For rival Premier League clubs, this jaw-dropping display of financial muscle feels like a sobering wake-up call. Teams like Arsenal and Liverpool, who had meticulously planned their summer targets around City's expected restraint, now find themselves trailing behind a heavily reinforced juggernaut once again. The psychological impact of City landing three of the market's most coveted assets before the season even begins cannot be understated, shifting the pressure squarely back onto the chasing pack. Manager Pep Guardiola has historically remained fiercely loyal to the club's executives, and these signings will only bolster his determination to conquer yet another campaign. Guardiola has routinely brushed aside questions regarding the 115 charges during his press conferences, choosing instead to focus entirely on the pitch. With Guimaraes, Barcola, and Anderson now integrated into his tactical matrix, the Catalan genius has been handed the perfect tools to evolve his system and chase further silverware. As the broader football world awaits the historic ruling from the Independent Commission later this summer, the narrative surrounding the English game has reached a boiling point. The verdict will either validate the Premier League's regulatory authority or trigger a complete overhaul of how financial compliance is managed globally. Yet, by completing these transactions now, Manchester City has made it clear that they do not intend to wait around for permission to shape their own destiny. Ultimately, the arrival of Bruno Guimaraes and Bradley Barcola marks a watershed moment in an unforgettable summer transfer window. Manchester City has defied the critics, ignored the legal distractions, and successfully executed a blockbuster recruitment strategy that reinforces their status at the pinnacle of the sport. As the new signings prepare to don the sky blue shirt, the message echoing out of the Etihad Stadium is loud, clear, and utterly unyielding: Manchester City is built to win, no matter the obstacles in their path.
Please like this video and subscribe.